Hello there, how are you? Welcome back to How I Did It. Well, it is time for me to stop burning daylight and get these underground utilities finished up. Now, you know the saying of two is one and one is none? Yeah, well, this shore power is going to give me four sources of power out here at the property. And the beauty of it is, once I get it tied into the utility shed, I can backfeed this into my hybrid inverter on the interior of the barn. So if my solar and my wind are not able to keep my battery bank charged to run the different systems on the inside of the barn, this shore power will automatically kick in at the low battery cutoff of 10 volts, and it will run the mini split, it will run the refrigerator, it will run my TV, it'll run the washer, and a few plugs. Those are the only 110 systems that I have on the interior of the barn. My hot water heater is propane. My lights, plugs, even one of my televisions are all 12 volt systems that run off of a fuse box with actual car 12 volt fuses. Now, a lot of people have kind of scoffed at me putting a 12 volt system in place because it supposedly is less efficient than a 48 or whatever volt system. And granted, they are, but here was my logic. I can go get 12 volt fuses anywhere. 12 volt bulbs are a piece of cake to find. 12 volt batteries, any car that's broken down on the side of the road that's not a Tesla has a 12 volt battery in it. Granted, there are a few exceptions, but you get where I'm going with this. Again, it goes back to the adage of two is one, one is none. You want to make sure that when you set up your homestead, you have systems upon systems in place to back up your infrastructure. So if one system goes down, you can still live modestly and to a certain degree in a level of comfort. So by being proactive and doing this way now, later on down the line, it'll be a game changer. So for me, a lot of times we'll have a couple of cloudy days with no wind, and then I was having to run the generator to recharge the battery bank. So the beauty of this system, it's going to automatically switch over. It's not like I have to go out to a generator, start the generator, plug the generator in. This system will be wired right into the interior of the barn. And if this system's down, then I can still utilize the generator. So this first sub panel, I'm calling it like my circuit branch panel. It is what is going to service the other areas around the property that I decide I want to have power. That initial primary service that I brought in on the northwest corner of the property, it's all set up. I have my RV out there. When I'm out here at the property, I can stay in the RV. It has AC, the bathroom, stove, refrigerator, all the comforts of home. Kind of the downfall of that is I can't stay in it overnight any longer because, as you know, I have 4 very large white Shepskis. Yeah, you want to talk about the clown car. Oh my goodness. Stella takes up the couch. Bastion takes up the floor. Grace decided that her space is the dining area. I put it down and made that into a bed. And poor Juno, who's bigger than any of them, he's trying to sleep in the 2 front bucket seats. So yes, it's time for me to go ahead and sell the toy. That'll be another video in and of itself maybe. And get the interior of the barn finished out. That way we can just stay inside. Hey, let's call it a barn dominium. Anyway, let's get back to the task at hand. So a simple sub panel. The key with any sub panel from all of my research that I've done, you have to have a separate grounding bar from your neutral bar. So the first wire I hooked in, it was at the top, and that is my neutral bar. The next wire that I hooked in was the green wire, and that is my ground wire. And these last two wires that I'm stripping here are my power source for the utility shed. Each wire will service 110 over to the shed, and inside I will have another sub panel. Inside that sub panel I will have the 30 amp breaker that will service the barn. I will have a 110 GFCI outlet in case I need power over in that general area to do any kind of work. And that pretty much sums up this particular branch circuit for the utility shed. Alrighty then, I want to thank you all for stopping by. I'll see you next time on How I Did It. Take care.